you see the data to make some of these changes happen? What is it that's compelling that we've assembled? But first, let's talk a little bit about materials, cost, and how we begin to transform using the best options we have for zero carbon.
So, just to give you a background, before we arrived into this cost-effective housing that I proposed to even Shashi, so there is this irony wherein you see we had a transition from low-carbon technologies that we had from 4000 BC to 1800 AD, and towards a modern building technology which inevitably had to spend more energy and stuff, and now we are wanting to go back, making things more cost effective, more energy efficient. It has taken a while. We have also got, as Karthik has been saying, there's a behavioral change in people's mindset in terms of how they have wiped off the knowledge, what has been prevalent before, and there is no need assessment more of just catering to the ad hoc requirement of housing. What we had done is, so we started off as agency which is into skilling, and we train junior heritage ministry. Now it's a job role under Ministry of Skill Development, and while doing so we learned in our course of knowing how we can make this cost effective, because there are a lot of myths around it. It was very important at the point in time for us to basically map the intergenerational knowledge, the people who were the living repositories. To figure those people out is one pain point, and to basically get these people to get trained. These are the people who are from the bottom of the pyramid, and skill development itself is a push product. You push for making their livelihood better, and for them to get mobilized and get aware. Also see retention. So in the construction sector, when you look into the labor force, you tend to see 150 days of employment. So what we try to do is we provide 90 more days. We make it 240 days of employment. We're trying to do so. At this point, we have 500 junior heritage ministries working with us, and we try to captively place them. There are a lot of social problems, there are a lot of caste problems, everything else also rounded with it. But how did we arrive to cost-effective manner is when we started doing restoration work. And we did, so we have done a lot of restoration work in Rajasthan, which ultimately gave us a perspective that when we were working along with these living repositories, they knew how to source out these materials. They knew where to map these materials. And these are the people who have won UNESCO awards. So we have people. His name is quite intimidating. His name is Dawood Ibrahim, but he is one of the most famous lime mason who has worked across in Maharashtra. He has won 6 UNESCO awards for his work at heritage sites, including Baudaji Art Museum. So to get them, these are like very few people left. There are these 100 families probably, and most of them have all probably had a transition to doing cement houses for them to hold, and now he has 3 generations who are pursuing this. So we got all of them. We trained our junior heritage ministries through them, and that's when we arrived on to doing a low-cost housing. So my mentor keeps saying that don't say low-cost housing, it sounds very down, so I say sustainable housing. And sustainable housing, we do have certain lack of technical knowledge in few things. We have been able to address all that in terms of the carbon emissions, the carbon savings, the attributes that we have addressed in the sustainability index, the impact on coal includes and everything else, the thermal mass, thermal performances. So we feature them everywhere. We are there. The point is, how did we arrive to that point? So we offer house compositions in the range of 20 square meter to 27 square meter. And since we procure all the material within the 15 kilometers of the diameter of the area that we are working in, including lime, we basically extract lime and we produce lime stabilized soil blocks. So this is done within the community. and by the beneficiaries. So that reduces the cost. So the lime is comparatively far lesser in comparison to cement in cost wise, I'm saying. Then we use mud. We don't use topsoil at all. We don't use budgery. This is something that has been banned. So there are a lot of things that we basically have seen as an alternative, which is not an alternative, which was a part of the mainstream before. Now we have made them an alternative. So we offer houses at around 1,34,000 rupees at a 595 rupees per square feet, which is as per the beneficiary's requirement. So if suppose a beneficiary is a agriculturist, a farmer, he also does animal, but he has animals and stuff. So we provide that kind of facility as well. So it's all done basis, and that's how we have successfully arrived to this. It's just the fact that, as I said, we had an interaction just now before the discussion that I get intimidated by the affordable housing developers. You know, when they say what is sustainability, you don't understand this. So we are trying to peek our head up. You know, let's see how far we go. Okay. They are basically having the purpose to mainstream. So let's work together. So people are working towards it. Like in Northeast, you have bamboo bricks and other things that are coming up. You have people are trying out hemp also. You know, in some places. So the lime is a common thing that you can find across northern plains, even in the plateaus in other areas. You know, so in all different forms. So limestone, shell lime. So lime becomes one of the we call it as Hindi mein akriya padarth. So you find that across here.
Other questions?